Welcome to the continuation of rewrites. We're going to take a look at speech. For those who are not doing tuitions with us, you can find us on Pathfinder, or you can get in touch with us on WhatsApp. You can also find other tutors who teach other subjects and also some study materials on the app. The installation link for the app is in the description below. So, of course, we're going to discuss the two types of speech, direct and indirect. Okay? So, this is different from the speech that maybe you may have learned in composition. This is different. Okay? So, what is direct speech? So, direct speech is when you write exactly what someone says using their own words. Okay? So, when writing direct speech, you use quotation marks. Okay? So, quotation marks are these. So, the words that the person is saying, you are going to put them inside the quotation marks. Okay? So when you're writing a direct speech, you should picture someone saying, not someone saying on behalf of someone else. Okay? You have to picture someone saying or speaking. Okay? Like, for example, I am happy, said Jane. You can even have a picture of Jane saying, I am happy, not someone saying what Jane said. So this is a direct speech because these words are the actual words that Jane said. Okay? Hence, it's called a direct speech, meaning that this or these are the words that the person said. Okay? On the other side, there is indirect speech or reported speech. So it's indirect, meaning that it's not the exact words that were said. Okay? It is also called reported because most of the times it's about someone else saying what someone else said. Okay? Like this one said that, or that one said this. Okay? So it's a reported speech or an indirect speech. Okay? So, indirect speech is when you tell someone's words in your own way. Okay? Telling someone someone's words in your own way. But the meaning should not change. Okay? Otherwise, it means you are lying if you change the meaning. So, you just have to learn how to how to say what someone said without changing the meaning. So in this case, we don't use those quotation marks. Okay? When we are reporting, we don't use quotation marks. But of course, you have to change some words to fit the sentence without changing the meaning. So here's an example. So previously, we had this, where Jane said, or where it was written, I am happy, said Jane. Now, I want to report to you what Jane said. I will say, Jane said that she was happy. I'm not lying, okay? I'm just saying what Jane said. Jane said that she was happy, okay? So, I've changed some words. As you can see, there are some new words like was. It's not in the original sentence, okay? This word was is not here, okay? That is not here, okay? She is not here, and I think that's all. So Jane said happy. These are here, but there are new words and some original words are missing, okay? So now we have to learn the art of changing from direct to reported and vice versa. So here are some words and how they change. So in direct speech, if you have this, in reported, it will become that. Okay? In direct speech, if you have this, in reported, it will become that. For example, I don't like this book, Mark said. I don't like this book, Mark said. So if you want to report, we're going to say, Mark said that he didn't like that book. So if you recall the first sentence, it was saying, I don't like this book. Now, in reporting, this book becomes that book. Okay? Next, we have now, it becomes then. Okay? Now becomes then. Okay, so here's an example. I'm big now, said Musa. I'm big now, said Musa. So if we want to report what Musa said, we'll say, Musa said that he was big then. Musa said that he was big then. Okay, I'm big now. He was big then. Okay, so now becomes then. Now becomes then. Okay, remember, we are learning how to change from direct to indirect and indirect to direct. Meaning that if they have given us an indirect statement that has then they want us to write a direct one. This then becomes now. Okay. So the other word is next. Next becomes following. Okay? I will go there next day. Rebecca said, I will go there next day. We are going to write, Rebecca said that she would go there the following day. Sorry, Rebecca said that she would go there, the following day. Okay, so the first statement had next, okay, next day. The new statement has following day. That is, the direct statement had next day, the indirect has following day. Let's do an example where we reverse. We're going to take a look at more written examples, but I just want you to understand how the transformation occurs on these words. Let's take another example where it's reversed now. Okay. Joma said he would be there the following morning. Joma said that he would be there the following morning. So if we want to say what Joma exactly said, we say Joma said. Then we put some quotation marks. We start writing the words that Joma said. I will be there. I'll be there next morning. I'll be there next morning. So in the first statement, it was saying the following morning. Now in the direct, it is the next morning. Okay. So in short, next becomes following. Following becomes next. Okay. Today becomes that day. I'm 20 years today. She says she was 20 years that day. Okay. Tomorrow becomes the following day. Tomorrow becomes the following day. Okay. Tomorrow morning becomes the following morning. Tomorrow afternoon becomes the following afternoon. Okay. Yesterday becomes the previous day. Yesterday becomes the previous day. Yesterday morning becomes the previous morning. Okay. Other interesting words. Will becomes would, or would becomes will. So if in direct speech you have will, in reported you're going to have would. If in reported you have would, in direct you're going to have will. Can goes with could. Can goes with could. Okay. Have goes with had. Have goes with had. Here goes with there. I am here now. He said he was there then. Okay. I am here now. He said he was there then. Okay. Here becomes there. Now becomes then. I becomes he, she, or me. I am here now. He said he. Okay. I becomes he. I am I am here now. So he said he, okay? Instead of saying he said I, he said he because we're reporting. Okay? So I, if it's a man, becomes if it's a male, becomes he. If it's a female, becomes she. And in some cases, it can be me. Okay? My becomes his or her. Okay? I lost my bag, she cried. Okay, I lost my bag, she cried. So we can say she said she lost her bag. My bag, her bag. You becomes him or her or they or them. If there are many, it's they or them. If it's a male, it's him. If it's a female, it's her. Becomes was. Becomes was. I'm old now. He, because I becomes he or she, right? So I am old now. He was, okay? So becomes was. Shall becomes should. Shall becomes should. Okay. Now with these words, let's take a look at examples so that you can now go deep and understand properly, not the way I was giving examples just by speaking. Okay. So we're going to start with changing from direct to indirect speech. Changing from direct to indirect speech. The first question is, I'm a busy man, said the boss. I'm a busy man, said the boss. Okay, so now we have to write in reported speech. So it will be the boss said. The boss said. Okay, most of the times we start from the what we call the subject or the person who did the actual talking. Okay, so the boss said, then we like to use that. The boss said that. I becomes he, becomes was, so I was, that he was a busy man. Okay, so the boss said that he was a busy man. The boss said that he was a busy man. Okay, the boss said that. Then after said that, we start writing what he said. Okay, I becomes he, becomes was, then a busy man. Okay, a does not change, busy does not change, man does not change. Okay, so most of the times we start with the boss said that. Okay, but sometimes we may need to change a bit here. Okay, depending on the content of what was said. Okay, let's take a look at another example. I will go tomorrow, said Sarah. I will go tomorrow, said Sarah. So we're going to say Sarah said that. I, since it's a female, it will be she. That she will becomes would. That she would go. Tomorrow becomes the following day. That she would go the following day. So it will be like this. Sarah said that she would go the following day. Another example. I can't help you now, said Peter. I can't help you now, said Peter. So it will be, Peter said that. It's Peter, it's a male, so it's he. Can't, can becomes could. Okay, so can't is short for can not. Okay, so it will be could not. Okay, Peter said that he could not help. Now here, it's where you can put different things because we don't know the person they were talking about, whether it's a male or a female, or maybe the person we're reporting to is the person that Peter was talking to. So we can say Peter said that he could not help her. Then now becomes then. Or Peter said that he could not help her. Peter said that he could not help him then. Or Peter said that he could not help you then. Okay, they are both correct. Okay, So the one that we're going to write is Peter said that he could not help him then. Okay. Another one, have a new bag, said Mary. Have a new bag, said Mary. Okay. So it's going to be Mary said that. Mary, of course, it's a female. She have becomes had a new bag. My dog is here, said John. My dog is here, said John. So it will be John said that his. My becomes his. His dog is becomes was. John said that his dog was here becomes there. John said that his dog was there. So now we do the reverse, okay? Indirect to direct speech. How do we transform? Okay, here is the first example. She said that she was tired. She said that she was tired. Okay, so now remember, when you are moving from indirect or reported to direct, you have to put quotation marks, okay, to show the actual words that were said. Okay, she said that she was tired. So transforming this, it will be, I am tired, she said. Okay, so how? So she said, okay, we don't know the name of the person, but we know that it's a she. Okay, so what she said was, she was tired. So she becomes I was becomes am tired, does not change. I am tired, she said. I'm tired, she said. Okay, sometimes you can put she said at the beginning, it's okay. She said, I'm tired, but the common approach is to put she said at the end. So these skills we are learning, you can even use them in your composition and you're going to get good marks. Okay. Another example, he promised that he would call the next day. He promised that he would call the next day. Okay. So now here's an interesting one. There's no said, okay, or anything, but still we can use the promised or said. Okay. So we can write this. We know that he promised, right? So we write he promised at the end. Then what did he say? These things here. So it's he becomes I, would becomes will, call. The next day becomes okay. There's let me see, because here it's I'll call you tomorrow. It shouldn't have you, but it's not wrong. But it shouldn't have you because the original sentence says he promised that he would call the next day. He did not say the identity or the person who's going to give the call to. So it's supposed to be, I will call tomorrow, he promised. Or I will call tomorrow, he said. It's okay. Okay? So now these words sometimes can bring confusions, but you can write it as it is, promised. Okay? But even if you put said, it's okay. Okay? Because the content of the quotation marks would tell the nature of what was said, whether it was a command, it was a promise, but we're going to discuss that later. Next, the teacher said that she had finished the lesson. The teacher said that she had finished the lesson. So we know it to end with the teacher said, right? Then what did she say? She had finished the lesson. So she becomes I, had becomes have, finished becomes finished the lesson, right? So it will be have finished the lesson, said the teacher. Next, we have Tom asked where the book was. Tom asked where the book was. So this is an interesting one because it's not easy to see exactly what was asked if you are not yet skilled. But we know that Tom did some asking, and the asking was centered on where the book was. Why am I saying that this is not easy to see what Tom was asking? Because in the previous examples, there was the word that. She said that. He promised that. The teacher said that, but here we don't have that. Okay, still after what comes after asked is what Tom said or what Tom asked. Okay, so at the end we're going to have Tom asked. Now this where word shows that Tom was asking a question. Okay, so if it's a question, it should have a question mark at the end to follow the proper rules of grammar. It should have a question mark. Okay, so we're going to write where, of course, if we do direct translation, it's where the book is. But that's not how you ask a question. You can't ask a question like where the book is. How do you ask? Where is the book? So it's a very good idea that when you do your translation, this is not mathematics, it's English. It's not that x plus x is going to be 2x, okay? So when you do your changes, you have to ask yourself, is this statement making sense? Especially where questions are involved, okay? So you can't say where the book is, no. Where the book is, how can you answer that? The proper English should be, where is the book? Okay, where is the book? So yes, was is going to become is, but is won't be at the end of the question. So it will be, where is the book? And the question mark, asked Tom. Where is the book? Question mark, asked Tom. Okay. Next, Jane wondered if he could come today. This is an interesting one. Jane is a lady. He, it's a man, right? So Jane wondered if he could come today, okay? And we have wondered here, okay? So we know Jane wondered is going to be at the end, but again, it may be Jane was asking someone. When you're wondering, you're asking someone. You want to know something from someone, okay? So it's a question, okay? So Jane wondered if he could come today, okay? So it may be Jane was asking someone, are you going to come today? Okay, so Jane is wondering. Jane wants to know if he's going to come that day, okay? So it will be, Jane wondered it's going to be at the end, of course. Or it can be Jane asked at the end. Now, what did Jane ask, okay? So he will become, it can become you, remember? He can become you, okay? Could, can, today, let me see. Yeah, today, okay, we expect here to have that day. We expect here to have that day, right? Yeah, but it can happen that there is today. In that case, it will be today, okay? In indirect speech, today becomes that day. But here, we have today in indirect speech. We are supposed to have that day in indirect speech, okay? But there are circumstances when today can be in indirect speech. Picture this example. Maybe Jane is just from wondering today. So Jane is wondering if someone is going to come today. How do you report that? You report it in the same way. Jane wondered if he could come today because the day is still there, okay? So you can't say that day as if it's a day that passed, as if you're talking about something that happened in 1904 or 2024, okay? In short, in the past, okay? So Jane wondered if he could come today, okay? So he becomes you, okay? If, of course, Jane was asking the person. Could becomes can, come today, to be just come today, okay? So now you can't say you can come today. You can come today. That's not a question, okay? You can come today. That's a statement. It's not a question. It's a direct statement. Like I'm just telling you, you can come today. Okay. If you want to make it a question, it has to be, can you come today? Can you come today? Okay. So that's how it is with questions. Just like this one. Where's the book? Can you come today? Jane wondered. Can you come today? Jane wondered. Not, you can come today. Jane wondered. No. For it to be a question, it has to start with can. Okay. So questions always be careful. So here are more tips from what we have discussed so far and some more insights. So in indirect speech, change questions to statements and remove the question mark. Okay, in indirect speech, if you have been given a direct speech that is in a question with a question mark, in indirect, you have to change that statement. You have to change that question to a statement. For example, can you come today? It will be if he could come that day. That's not a question, that's a statement. But the first original sentence was a question, okay? And also, you don't have to include the question mark. I think this one, you already understand it. Example, where are you? Okay, becomes where I was. You don't have to put this. This is just for showing, okay? Where are you becomes where I was without the quotation marks, okay? Where he was without a question mark, without quotation marks, without a question mark. So where are you? Where you becomes he. It's at the end, but it will be the next one. Becomes was. It's at the middle, but it will be at the end. So that's the pattern. Then an interesting example is commands. Okay, so in commands we use to. Okay, in indirect speech. So if a direct speech is in command form, you have to use to in indirect speech. What does it mean to be in command form? In command form, it's going to have an exclamation mark at the end. Okay, like so. Sit down. This symbol shows that it's a command. Someone has been commanded to sit down. Okay, so this we are going to have to put to here, to sit down, to sit down. Okay. Then sometimes also we may have feelings, words like apologized, complained, promised, wondered. Okay, these words can be used to replace said to show emotions. Okay, for example, I'll never do it again, he said. Okay, instead of saying he said that he would never do it, you say he apologized that he would never do it again. Okay, not a must, but especially in composition, you're going to get good marks. Okay, but don't aim to just put such kind of work in your composition. Yeah, make sure that you become good at using them. That's when you can use them. Otherwise, when you're forcing things in composition, you may end up writing things that are not appropriate or that are not fitting where you're putting them. Okay. Now we end this lesson with 5 exam questions. Okay. The first one comes from 2017 internal. Okay. So the question says, give this receipt to your teacher tomorrow, Mumba, shouted Mr. Band. So the word shouted shows that it's a command, okay? And this symbol here shows that it's a command. So how do we transform it? How do we rewrite it so that it is in reported speech? So it's going to be, we know it's Mr. Mumba, right? Who shouted or who said, and this Mr. Mumba, let me say that again. Give this receipt to your teacher tomorrow, Mumba, she shouted Mr. Band. So it was Mr. Band who did the shouting. And here it's interesting. There are 2 people, both names given. Okay, so Mr. Banda gave a command to Mumba. Okay, so Mr. Banda told Mumba to. Okay, remember commands you have to put to. Okay, or we can say Mr. Banda shouted at Mumba to. Okay, so it becomes actually the question is saying begin Mr. Banda commanded. So this is an easy one because they have even shown us how to start. Mr. Banda commanded. So it becomes Mr. Banda commanded Mumba. Okay, remember command you have to use to. Mr. Banda commanded Mumba to. Okay, give that receipt to his teacher. Give that receipt to his teacher. Okay, give this receipt to your teacher. Give that receipt to his teacher. Yo becomes his, has, theirs. Okay, to his teacher the following day. So this is incomplete. It's supposed to have the following day here. Mr. Banda commanded Mumba to give that receipt to his teacher the following day. Uh, 2017 GCE. Keep your money in this tin until tomorrow, said my mother. Keep your money into this tin until tomorrow, said my mother. The question says, begin. My mother told me. Simple, easy peasy. My mother told me. Okay, don't even worry how to start. Don't even have to worry about how to start it because they have started it for you. My mother told me. Okay, what did your mother tell you? To keep your my, because it's me, so your becomes my, to keep my money in, this becomes that, in that tin until tomorrow becomes the following day, until the following day. Okay, so my mother told me to keep the money in that tin until the following day. 2012, a blast from the past. Okay, what do we have from 2012? So Michael asked Namakau where her younger sister was. So this is a direct speech. I mean a reported speech. Michael asked Namakau where her younger sister was. So the question says, sorry, it's not supposed to be begin, but it has to be dash, 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 asked Michael. So meaning that you have to end with asked Michael. And it's, of course, a reported speech, right? So how do you put it? So we're going to have quotation marks, right? And we know this is a question. Questions are tricky. Don't forget the question mark at the end. So we're going to have a question mark at the end of the quotation, like inside the quotation marks, the sentence that's going to be there, at the end, it will have a question mark. Now, what are the words? So the words are where her younger sister was. So it will be where is your younger sister? Sorry, where's, yeah. So it was Namakau was being asked, right? So where was, we're going to put it here, it becomes is. Where is her becomes your younger sister. We have to put a name because without the name, then the statement will be different. This one is telling us that Michael asked this person called Namakau where her younger sister was. Okay, Michael asked Namakau where her younger sister was. So it will be where, since it's a question, so we have to bring this word here, right? So where is her becomes your, where is your younger sister, Namakau? Or Namakau, where is your younger sister? We even put a question mark, like so. Where is your younger sister, Namakau? Question mark, asked Michael. Okay, so remember questions, you have to change a bit, okay? Was at the end, but we have put it after where, okay? Or it can be, sorry, it can be Namakau, where is your younger sister? Asked Michael. Okay, we go to 2013 internal. 2013 internal. Mr. Chama said, son, wake up early tomorrow morning. Mr. Chama said, son, wake up early tomorrow morning. Okay? So the question says, begin, Mr. Chama reminded. Mr. Chama reminded. You don't have to worry. Where is reminded in the original sentence? No. Okay? Because this is a word that is used to show emotions or to give an idea of the nature of what was said. And since they have started for you, they have started it for you, so it should be easy. Okay? Mr. Chama reminded the son to wake up, right? Mr. Chama reminded the son to wake up early the following morning. Tomorrow becomes the following, but you can't say the following day, so just say the following morning. Tomorrow morning, it becomes the following morning, okay? Tomorrow afternoon becomes the following afternoon, okay? Or you can say the following day in the morning, it's okay, okay? So Mr. Chama reminded the son to wake up early the following day morning. Or you can say or Mr. Chama reminded his son to wake up early tomorrow morning. Sorry, let me say that again. Mr. Chama reminded his son to wake up early the following morning. Okay? So Mr. Chama reminded his son, or just Mr. Chama reminded the son to wake up early the following morning. Okay? Finally, 2024 GCE. So this one is going to be from reported to direct. She said that she would meet all the concerned parties that day. She said that she would meet all the concerned parties that day. The question says, begin, she said. So this should be another easy peasy. She said, okay, what she said, these are the things she said. So we start transforming. She becomes I, would becomes will, meet all the concerned parties that day becomes today. Okay, so it will be I will meet all the concerned parties today. Okay, it means you have transformed this one. So this is the last example. We will discuss. If you need more examples, if you're not doing tuitions with us, download the app. You will find a pamphlet with a lot of examples there. See you in the next lesson.